Welcome to the typical Skeptic podcast, where we dive deep, you decide. Questioning the matrix from UFOs, where the shadows unknown reside. Rob Kalil busting myths like ghosts in the night. Paranormal pros, secret space ops, yo, we keep it real, no fright. Typical skeptical, seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Aliens, Anunnaki, black ops in disguise. From abductions to ancient scripts, we flip the script wide. TSP style, mile after mile, truth can't hide. Hold up, TSP crew assemble, we dismantle the fable. My lab's targeted souls breaking out of the stable. Dogman howling, Bigfoot prowling, cryptids in the mist. Mandela the fifth twist in reality, can't resist the twist. Soul trap snapping, reincarnation mapping, holographic dreams, near-death visions, out-of-body missions, waking up the teams. No censorship here, we fear no elite scheme. Conspiracy kings ringing bells, hear the freedom ring. The skeptical seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Extraterrestrials, interdimensional highs. Welcome to the typical Skeptic podcast, where we dive deep.
Episode, Missy returns to share her deep insights into the paranormal history of the Earth's energetic grids, the nature of time anomalies and dream cycles, and what's really happening behind the veil of our quantum reality. We'll explore how shifting timelines, geoengineering, and solar conjunctions are affecting the human consciousness, plus the strange phenomena linked to Mount Mitchell, Western Carolina, and the 3i Atlas frequency. Expect high vibe discussions, lucid dreams, the matrix illusion, and how frequency mastery can clear the skies, literally and metaphysically. And just a little bit more about my guest. Missy Hill is a paranormal historian, gridworker, and quantum energy healer who has traveled the globe studying Earth's sacred sites and dimensional portals. Her work bridges metaphysics, esoteric history, and the quantum field awareness. Missy is known for revealing the energetic blueprints underlying modern geopolitics, ancient civilizations, and planetary ascension. And I'd like to give her a big warm welcome to the show. I'm bringing her up now. Missy, thanks so much for coming on. How are you?
Oh, great. I wonder what happened because you were frozen for a while. Now I see you.
Yeah, it's frozen again. I'm going to have to turn my camera off. It's just freezing like really bad. I don't know why it's doing that. It's, it's really horrible. It's like it was doing that during the Carrie Cassidy show too.
I just started listening to that. I didn't get to listen to too much of it, but I was listening to some of it.
Yeah. Well, and guys, the phone lines are open too. So we're going to take your calls tonight at some point. We'll do an interview first with Missy, but we will actually, take calls too at 573-877-7637. And then if you're outside the US, that's 00111. And then that phone number, 573-877-7637. And so Missy, what's going on?
That'll be fun. Oh, you can't put your camera on for a minute so I can see you?
I mean, I'll try, but if it freezes, I'm going to turn it off because it's embarrassing.
Okay.
It's embarrassing.
And then I didn't know this is the new way you do it. So you don't actually bring me on until after you do the intro. I didn't realize that, but that's why I put ghost to ghost in there because I wanted it to be like we would actually be able to take calls. I was wondering if we were going to be able to do that. I thought that would be really fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that for sure. Absolutely.
So
we'll
I'm back in Black Mountain right now, and it was really strange because to me, time has felt like it's going so fast. It's like I feel like I can't even get anything done in a day, and my sleep cycle has flipped. Like I can't fall asleep till 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I don't even, or later, and I don't even want to get up till 10.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And the first thing, I didn't get to hear you and Carrie Cassidy, but tonight's a new moon, and it's a new moon in Libra, and it's like the configuration like a kite. And we did a little ceremony meditation here for the new moon just to help strengthen and clear the mental bodies of, group mind, because everybody's in a lot of fear with all this stuff going on. There's just so many different narratives and things. It's like we had the one extreme of the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and now we're into the what they call no kings, and then there's like some people are saying no clowns. I mean, I don't want to get into any of that stuff. My feeling on all that mess,
Yeah.
but I like people are dressing up as Barney, and I dressed up as Barney. Shit, I got paid when I worked with kids to dress up as Barney. And I'm telling you, that wasn't fun because that costume was so hot. It was just a hot thing. Oh, here's Arthur. He's going to say hi. Come here, Arthur.
Hey, Arthur. Happy Halloween, bud.
Yeah. Let's see if he'll wear this for a second. See if he'll be a wizard. Like the Harry
I was talking to Indy before I got on. Yeah. He's adorable. Oh my God. He's adorable.
You were talking to Indy? Oh, great. I tried to get a hold of Indy. I haven't gotten a hold of her. I know she's trying to write her book, but Arthur, you don't have to wear this the whole time. I just wanted to show everybody how cute you look. Yeah. Him and I went for a walk today. So he does
look adorable. No, her book's coming along good. She's gearing down for the release of it soon. I think she's sending it off to the publisher soon. From what she told me.
Yeah, I've slowed down on writing some of mine because now I have to put it somewhere. But I mean, it's all up here, but I need to actually write it. But what's interesting is I don't know where you want to go first, but where I want to go first is thinking about this, and then back to some of the other stuff. When I do get it done, hopefully I'll have a publisher. And the interesting thing is they are from South Carolina. There's a place called something Bird Farm out in the Spring Creek area. And when I went to their Hootenanny potluck that they had with the bluegrass band, I met this older man named Tom Hare, and he wrote this book called Mountain Bound and the Life I Found.
Wow. What's that about?
It's about him buying a farm, being from Illinois, and buying a farm in Spring Creek, and what you have to do living in what they call the holler, which is where the valleys and everything comes together, like these being the oldest mountains in the world, and why it's even important to have livestock just for eating the vegetation, because this stuff is like a rainforest. It's a special kind of rainforest, and all this stuff will get overgrown. So if you have goats, goats will eat kudzu. Kudzu is like something that shouldn't even belong here, that was brought here, and you need and they can make jelly and stuff out of kudzu. I even hear it's good for like treating alcoholism and stuff like this. But it's like you need the animals to eat this vegetation and stuff. So yeah, it's got all this stuff in it. It's like even this Jeep that my father had that came from Alaska that looks like something out of MASH that he bought and sold. That Jeep is in this book. And it's just got like these pictures of like old-timey stuff, just Rare Bird Farm is the name of that place. Yeah, this guy was funny because he bought like this washing machine, like that was a hand crank washing machine, and he said you can also make cheese and things like that with this washing machine. It's like multi-purpose stuff. Yeah, here's this Jeep in here. Like, it's just, you can see this book. So I'm in the middle of reading this book because I want to get this read so I can, get on board with these people. Here's like the goats and stuff, you can see. So anyway, so that was interesting. And then that inspired me to write the chapter about Arthur being conceived in the Moore house, okay, where his I call her grandmother. Well, the lady that I got Arthur from, his father's named Mystery, and his mother was named Rosie, because she knew who he came from. And he was conceived in Western North Carolina, but he was actually born in Jacksonville, because she goes back and forth between Jacksonville, Florida, and Spring Creek, the lock part of Spring Creek. That's actually, but what's special about the Moors are related to Popcorn Sutton, and Popcorn Sutton is like one of the famous moonshiners that's from Maggie Valley. I mean, when I say related, they're not related like blood relations, but they were like close and did things together. They were almost like family, but not physical family, and like helping them and stuff like that. And Popcorn Sutton, he decided, rather than go out and go to prison and all this stuff, he actually killed himself, breathing in carbon monoxide in a car. So,
Whoa.
yeah. So Arthur's one of those chapters is like, yeah, I this is where I was conceived, and then I tie that into Charleston and how Charleston is the place where the first liquor store in the United States, the spirit of Al Ghul. And because it's of ghosts and ghouls, I figured why not share this? That the spirit of Al Ghul is in Charleston, and even in Edisto, there's a guy recently. His book came out. He owns a lot of things like Coots and the Smugglers store. I can't remember the name of the store, but Smugglers something. But anyway, when he was a kid, he found bales of marijuana. And
Whoa.
he was able to keep the bales of marijuana and make money on this. And even though he did get put away for a while, he said he would do it all again. And I guess it's in his book, but I haven't read that book. So that's one of the chapters I wrote. And there's other ones. And right now, when you have AI helping you, it puts things somewhere, and then you have to move it somewhere else. Like you have to either move it to Google Drive. And that's where I am. So I haven't done too much more with it because I've been so busy with other things, but I got to start moving the chapters over.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like it's coming along though, I'm excited for you. It sounds cool.
Yeah. My dreams have been off the wall. I've had some weird dreams. They're almost lucid with, certain people that I've known in the dreams. They might be like sick in the dream and then they get well. I mean, there's all this weird stuff. People that are dead are alive again. Animals that are dead are alive again. I'm having a lot of this weird kind of stuff. Just strange.
Yeah, I've been questioning reality a lot more lately. Honestly, I have. Like every time I go outside and I look up at the night sky, I tend to question reality. I'm like, what are we really doing here? Like, what is the purpose of this place? And like, I don't know.
What are we in? So anyway, this news story came up: the imminent solar conjunction of 3I Atlas. On October 21st, 2025, the interstellar object 3I Atlas will be exactly on the opposite side of the sun relative to Earth, constituting a so-called solar conjunction. When you look up towards the sky that day, keep in mind that 3I Atlas is hiding behind the sun. Under these circumstances, it is impossible to observe 3I Atlas. Where'd it go? With Earth-based telescopes even shortly after sunset, with this hideout planned as an opportune time for technological action. In astronautics, the optimal point for a maneuver to speed up or slow down a spacecraft is at the closest approach to a massive object. An impulse in the direction of the peak velocity or opposite to it may maximize the gain or loss of kinetic energy. As a result of this so-called Oberth effect, it is almost energy efficient for a spacecraft engine to burn its fuel when the orbital velocity is greatest. The velocity impulse from gas and blah, blah, blah. But isn't that weird that they're saying it's like opposite the sun? And this is like Avi Loeb, who actually believes this thing could be a craft, which is really, in my mind, quite bizarre. I think.
My face keeps freezing. It's ridiculous. I don't understand And I don't know why, I got to get a new computer. Either that or StreamYard. It likes to mess with me or something, Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. But what do you think it is? Do you think it's a craft for real? And like, what do you think? Like, I mean, Carrie
really
Cassidy thinks it's a craft. She
I
thinks
don't
she's
know if
really.
it's a craft or a comment. I don't even know if it's that. I don't know. I really can't get a read on this thing, but I think it's screwing up time. But what I think is more interesting is, wait a second, because there's something else I wanted to tie into this, and it's in the other room, and I can't go get it, so I need to. Could not remember the name of it. Okay. Dan Brown has a new book out, which is the guy that wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
And I forget, I'm trying to think, is it called, it's not the Da Vinci Code, but what is it called? Let me just type this in Amazon.
I can look
Dan
it up.
Brown book. Yeah, Dan Brown's new book. What's important about this? It's about conspiracies and like the science world. Like how some scientists believe in quantum physics and the other ones don't. And that's what they're actually fighting about. That's what the book's supposed to be about.
It's called The Secret of Secrets.
Yes. I just think the time of that coming out, here it is. I mean, there's a copy of the book here at the house here where I'm staying, but I forgot to bring it in because I decided to do the thing in this room, but that's what that looks like. And I think that's important for what's going on with what is going on. And it all ties in with the time of the government shutdown.
Yeah.
Like, why is the government shut down now while this Three Eye Atlas is out there? And I'm sure Carrie addressed that. I'm sure she went down that rabbit hole. But what I'm thinking that's even what I've noticed is that the sky has been clear and there hasn't been any chemtrails at all since the government's been shut down, which means they don't have any money to spray these things. And I've said all the time, let's pray and ask and douse and wishing machines or radionics for defunding the deep state as far as, geoengineering.
Yeah. It's not good to be on like, food assistance and stuff like that. But I heard like the food program is getting shut down because the government can't come to a decision on, this whole shutdown thing, so that means like everybody in the country that gets food assistance will not get any, which is crazy. Because thinking about, I mean, how many people, think about how many people probably rely on that have kids, the holidays are coming up. It's like, what the heck, man? You know what I mean? I'm not even going to swear, but like, that's crazy, I mean, again, it's not good to be on assistance, but like for the people that need it, that are like, I almost feel really bad for those people, like,
well, yeah, I read like going in and it's like they're playing instead of doing Jenga. Like I like to think of things like Jenga where you pull out each thing and it gracefully collapses. It's dominoes and they're going whack. Let's just clear the whole board and it's going to take out a lot of things. Now, some more good things that have happened in Florida. It's for real that chemtrails are banned and fluoride has been banned in Florida.
That's amazing. That's a great move, right?
Yeah.
That's
for
my
real. You
face is
can
frozen.
check that. And even AI, people have been saying, they asked AI, they call what's going on with the geoengineering, they call it weather experimentation. So there is no money right now for weather experimentation. Somebody posted that. That was an AI overview.
Yeah. Wow. That's insane. Like,
but I almost feel that because there is no buffer, that this is connected to some buffer between the Three Eye Atlas, whatever it is, whether it's the, there's the swan, possibly the black swan. Maybe it's what you put out, you're going to get back. So we've heard about instant karma. Maybe it really is that now, where what you think is manifesting, or even time, how it's fast and then it's slow. And it's like and then there's more people are talking about more Mandela effects. I can't remember what they are. I mean, things are happening so fast. It's like something I thought I wanted to talk about yesterday. I may not even remember what it was today that I wanted to talk about. So you're going to have to cue me. But here's another thing I want to talk about, because when I went to Mount Mitchell, I told you, Ron and I and Arthur went to Mount Mitchell, and the energy keeps getting better and better up there. It was just so amazing and so
Wow.
clear. But every time I go up there, because of Elisha Mitchell, who's buried, and the connection with Zebulon Vance, I've always said that JD Vance looks like Zebulon Vance. So I decided I would watch that movie, Hillbilly Elegy, about
Wow.
JD Vance's life, that is on Netflix, because I've got access to Netflix here. And that is an abusive family with a lot of alcoholism and drugs and things like that. And it just tells about his background and his life, and then it doesn't even get into his politics. But I think we talked about before that the weird thing is that he was financed by Peter Thiel, which is Palantir. And here's an AI overview of Palantir, if people don't know what it is, how this is going to tie into this digital ID, which I didn't even want to put that in the tag. Some of this stuff I figure we'd cover, but I didn't want to put it in the hashtags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if, since we're on YouTube, I think you're allowed to talk about this stuff on YouTube now. I don't think it seems to matter. But anyway, and this is right on Google, so it should matter. Palantir is a software company co-founded by Peter Thiel in 2003 that develops data analysis platforms for the use of governments and corporations. And its main products, Gotham City, and Foundry, help organize it, integrate and manage, analyze, and act on large data sets. The company has attracted both significant investment and controversy due to its work with defense agencies, intelligence services, and law enforcement. If people don't know who Peter Thiel is, connected to Elon Musk because of PayPal and also some weird energy. He's gay.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into that, neither here nor there, but there was something about his lover, and the guy died, or they said there was a murder investigation. I don't remember if you remember that. That was a couple years ago. Some weird thing with Peter Thiel and his lover or something.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not
look
sure.
that up. But this platform is designed for government and defense clients. See, I happened to meet somebody when I was going to AB Tech. Oh, I shouldn't have even said that. Okay, that's all right. Well, whatever.
You're okay.
It's because protection for people. But somebody mentioned Palantir. That's all I'm going to say. That's who our real problem is Palantir. Deserts, they've been doing this in the military, so they've been doing it, and now it's coming back. So all that digital ID stuff, it's all connected to this. So there's another program called Apollo, a software delivery system that allows Palantir to continuously provide updates, features to clients across the board. I don't want to say any more about this. People can look at this, but here it is. The company was founded in 2003 with its name and office locations inspired by J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Oh my God, South Park
That's
did
crazy.
a thing on Peter Thiel. Ooh, I'm getting chills
Yeah.
on that. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, they always do. I mean, they always do. Like, they always have the upper hand. Like, yeah.
I gotta get this thing out. This is perfect for this time of the year. This is a lady made this. It's a crystalline vortex disc, and it's essentially a crystal grid and medicine pouch having a baby. A toroidal energy vortex of the grid is captured in eternal time in the resin and wraps an additional intentional support element into a beautiful tool that you can use in multiple ways. The most potent way to use this disc is by placing it over your heart chakra. So I'm sending all this energy from this to everybody's heart chakra if they want to receive it.
I love it.
The body that you feel an accumulated emotional energy. The action and vortex moves and clears away energetic congestion from the empathic overload and emotional discomfort. You can also use it as a charging disc for fluid. You can put your water or anything you're drinking, your tea, even coffee on top of this. The rocks that are included in this are lepidolite, rose quartz, multicolored tourmaline, rainbow moonstone, and selenite. The combination provides a deep, nurturing comfort and gentle tending to the heart that is holding the heavy emotions or constrictive stress. The black is like the galaxy layer. It's a technical support, and it also includes shungite that acts as a filter to clear and transmute the energies. Shungite is good for, your phone, to clear EMF. So it's something about this just called that it looks like the night sky, and I felt that everybody needs to experience.
That is cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if it could clear my computer. I don't know what's up with my computer. I don't know why it started doing this, like where it's like freezing all of a sudden, and stuff. It's yeah. And guys, if you want to call in, you guys can call in. We're 573-877-7637. We're gonna take calls all night, or not all night. You know what I mean? But as long as we're on air, we'll take calls. So you guys can start calling in if you like, and we'll make it a fun night. You can tell your ghost story. If you have a story about anything that Missy's talked about so far, or a comment, you can do that. You can talk about Palantir, Peter Thiel. I'm trying to think anything. If you want to remark about the Carrie Cassidy episode, if you want to tell your ghost story, if you want to tell about a Mandela effect you had recently, because I was on Sandy Mandela Effect show last night, which was pretty good.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that. Maybe it'll help me remember what some of those Mandela effects were that I was going to bring up that I forgot. They're just like, it's weird. It's hard to hang on to a thought now. Maybe the chemtrails actually hold static in your... Is it starting to rain here? Hold like static in your brain. And I feel like now I can't hang on to a thought, like it's just like gone quickly. Like it's on to the next thing, whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm the same way, But no, I did her show last night, and she was on my show the other day. And then she has a great channel. She just has a channel where she covers the Mandela effect, and you know what? It's a lot more serious than what people think. You know what I mean? Did you know that there's these rainbow painted mountains all over the place? Like, I didn't know this. Like, there's like rainbow painted mountains. It looks like someone has like a creation crayon and is just drawing all over the earth. Like, lobsters are different colors now. Now there's like rainbow colored lobsters. Like, she was showing all this last night. I was blown away. I was like, it's like if there's like a demigod or an evil god or some weird creator of this reality, it's like if someone gave like a sociopath like a creation crayon, and they're just drawing all over the earth and like making changes. And do you know also that another Mandela effect is there's also fault lines on the East Coast now, which not like down where you are. I'm talking like there's fault lines up here in like Pittsburgh and New Jersey and New York, and like I don't remember that ever. There's an Erie fault line, there's a San Madrid fault line. There's like this is stuff that was like blowing my mind. I was like, holy shit. I was like, there really are a lot of things changing in our world. And I don't know, what do you think? Like, do you have
I definitely, I think the way we remembered it is correct. Like the fruit of the loom, and there's some other things people were talking about besides fruit of the loom, having the cornucopia, it did. And now they say
Publishers Clearinghouse. You remember Publishers Clearinghouse and Ed McMahon showing up to people's house with a check? Supposedly that never happened now. That never happened supposedly in our
that's ridiculous. No.
I know, right?
Happened.
Yeah, well, but in this reality we're living in now, it didn't happen. I'm telling you. Like, if you look it up, they'll tell us it's a Mandela effect and that we're remembering things wrong. But how is it that many people remember being young and watching the TV and seeing Ed McMahon show up at people's houses with a big ass check, and they're saying that didn't exist? It's like,
if we didn't remember it, why would we all think it was Ed McMahon? Why wouldn't it? It could have been anybody. It could have been Jerry Lewis like we talked about, or it could have been Frank Sinatra. Why was it Ed McMahon? See what I'm
Exactly.
saying? It had to
I,
be.
I know why. I know, and what it is it's the fact that we're actually remembering things right, and the
And they're
people that aren't,
changing.
the
Yeah,
people that aren't, they're
like
in
Snow
denial.
White and the Seven Dwarfs. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? They're saying no, it's magic mirror on the wall. Well, there's a movie out called Mirror, Mirror, and some
Yeah.
people still have these pictures of things, just different. But I want to show you something fun. This is a throwback of Ron and I when Ron went as Pumpkin Man, and there actually is a Pumpkin Man.
I love that.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I love Halloween. Like, like people in our community look down on Halloween because they say that satanic stuff gets done on Halloween. But I think, like, if you can just accept the holiday for what it is and just be joyous about it, I don't think it's that bad. We're not doing anything dark, like.
Ron as Robert the Haunted Doll. Remember we
Oh
talked about
shit,
Robert the Haunted Doll before?
yeah.
Yeah.
Braga Mason in the chat says the Sinbad movie Shazam. Supposedly there was a movie Shazam that everybody thinks Sinbad was in, but I guess he wasn't. The African American actor Sinbad.
Yeah.
And then the Berenstein Bears is spelled wrong. Those are some major Mandela effects. Raga Mace from Rumble is saying that. And
Oscar Mayer.
yeah, that's another big one. Yeah,
That's
a
another
big
one
one.
that's changed, but I don't know which one it was. And then there was Jif, and the peanut butter. I really don't know about that because there was Skippy. I never ate those peanut butters, so I really don't. I really don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know about any of that. What else
Cal
was
Rose.
cover, Rob? I can't remember. There was some other.
Cal Rose says she has a. I'm guessing this is she. She says she has a Pikachu with a stuffed animal with a black tip tail. I think that's a Mandela effect too. Let me see what it is. Like Pikachu, Pikachu, Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Mandela effect. I can't type. Effect. It's the Pikachu Mandela effect refers to the false memory of the mouse-like Pokemon having a black tip tail when it's actually yellow. But he's saying she Tao who is saying they have one with a black tip tail. So that just shows that it was real. And here's Matthew Morning. He says definitely Ed McMahon. I remember watching it and joking around with it with his grandmother. So it's like.
Arthur summited Mount Mitchell, by the way, too. So we don't know how many cats get up to Mount Mitchell, which is 6,684 feet. But here's Arthur on Mount Mitchell.
Whoa, that's cool. That is really cool. Like, yeah, like, let me see here. Yeah.
He's snoring. He's actually snoring. That's so cute.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this is really bad with my computer tonight. I don't know what's going on. Kaysen says about Halloween. Well, Halloween was about honoring the dead, going back to historical roots in Britain.
It is, yeah. It's Samhain, yeah. It's a liminal time, where the veils are thin, and it is about honoring the ancestors. And the reason they always include bones and things, because stone and bone is something that stays around, where in our day, if everything gets wiped out, if you don't put it in stone, well, and then there's those Georgia Guidestones, they got wiped out. But I'm saying if you don't put it in something besides a USB or plastic or whatever, it's not going to have any memory of it. It's going to get wiped out. It's just not going to be remembered because it could just be wiped out. So I don't know. What does everybody think about this solar conjunction with this 3-eye atlas, and isn't it interesting that this is coming around, and then what NASA is like not functional or something right now. I think I did hear Carrie that, and that the government happens to be shut down at this time. I mean, the narrative that we're hearing that the Democrats and the Republicans are not getting along and they can't agree or whatever, but is that really true, or is there another reason it's shut down?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point, because like, what is really going on? And I'm always on the side of the conspiracy where I think something more is going on. I feel like there's something major happening that, like, and as far as like Carrie Cassidy says, it could all be tied together. Like 3-eye atlas, she says the Anunnaki and Israel, and like, that they're coming from inner Earth and stuff like that. And she says it all could be tied in together somehow. I don't know.
Well, I know people. I know somebody that is on a forced vacation. They're enjoying it because they can spend time with their family now. It's their furlough, right? So yeah. Anyway,
the people are still on the Mandela effects in the chat, which is hilarious. Like, I love it because Tal Rose says his family went back to Jerusalem and got a picture of the lion and the lamb. That now
that's not there. They say it's the wolf now.
Yeah. So what my question is, what is causing all these Mandela effects? Like, what the hell is like
this is what I think. Years ago on a TED Talk, there was a guy that said quantum computers was like bowing before an alien god. And is it quantum computers with CERN and these other particle accelerators that are actually causing the Mandela effects? Because if they're manipulating time, because the government also has admitted that they can manipulate time. You can look that up.
Yeah, I agree. I was just putting in the chat. I was going to type this in the chat, but you guys can hear me even though my camera's off. I just want to say, guys, we definitely want you to call in. Like, I know people are probably shy about calling in, but
go for it. I'm not afraid to talk to people.
Yeah, call in.
When I called in to like George Norrie the first time, and I remember when I was on the road talking to him, and he was asking, what do you think 1111 is about? Because he was always fascinated with seeing 1111 and the synchronicity with 1111. And I know I got on there to start talking about it, and then for some reason I got cut off. And it's not easy to get in when you call on Coast to Coast.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I've called in and I've talked to George before as well. Yeah. They get some busy phone lines, for sure. I miss the old Coast to Coast. I don't listen to it as much anymore. I'll listen to it more when George Knapp's on, or Richard Surrett, or Connie Willis, or I don't know.
It depends on who the guest is. I mean, I know Ron listens to it more than I do. I'm trying to download my own stuff, so it's like trying to just articulate and just looking at stuff online, because we got to get offline. We can't be online. We got to be focused on like things like saving seeds, like putting seeds in the ground. Oh, that's something. Have you ever had a pawpaw?
No, what's that?
A pawpaw is a tropical fruit, or what I would call tastes like a tropical fruit from the mountain areas. And it looks sort of like a cross between an avocado and mango. It's kind of spotted, not very good looking, but it's got a bunch of seeds in it. But it tastes like a banana mixed with a mango and a hint of pineapple. It's really delicious. But it grows in this area, right? But it might grow in South Carolina too. But what it needs another one not of its kind to cross pollinate. So you can take the seeds out, and then you have to like start the seeds, like you have to stick them in water or whatever, because you have to like sprout the seed before you put it in the ground. So you can't just like put seeds in the ground and expect them to grow. I mean, birds, when they do it, they do some kind of magic to the seed. They're able to open it up and whatever, but then it needs something else to like cross pollinate with. It's not a male or female, but like another species. And I know with blueberry bushes, because one time when I tried to get some blueberry bushes from Jesse Israel, which is one of the local, florist type places around here in Western North Carolina, I got one. It didn't make it. You have to have like 3 different varieties for them to all communicate with each other.
Wow. We got a call. I'm excited. We got a call.
Oh,
Here
good.
we go.
Let's do it. And I also got
Okay.
my black cat cards here. So,
Hello, you're live on the air with Missy Hill and the Typical Skeptic podcast. Who's calling?
G'day, Missy. G'day, Rob. This is Kalil from YouTube.
Oh, hey, Puck Elf. How you doing?
hi.
Yeah, doing pretty good today, man. I got some
Cool.
nice stories of some social experiments I did, or I've had a few out of bodies, or some NDEs. We can talk about basically anything.
Yeah. You can talk about whatever you want. What's going on?
Talk about anything.
Well, here's some positivity just for the group, and I suffer PTSD and certain issues like that. I'm in a good recovery program, and my caravan fridge broke the other day, and I couldn't get the gas to ignite. And instead of having a full meltdown, I thought, what do I need to actually cook now? And I had some stewing steak, and so I got an empty pot and the old folklore of the hobo flavoured soup stone. And he comes to town with just an empty pot and a stone, and he asks people to help flavour his stone soup with getting leftovers. And so I walked around camp with an empty pot with a literal rock in it and asked people for vegetables. And I came home with potatoes, onions, carrots, mushrooms, capsicums, a bit of other stuff. And other people even donated me bags of charcoal and wood for my little rocket stove I've got, because I'm going to boil the thing for like 6 hours. And that was just a little social experiment. It's an old folk tale of stone soup and a hobo with nothing. And when he leaves town, he takes this rock with him, and he's taught everyone the value of sharing and kindness, which he's soon fed the whole town.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Oh, that's
and,
cool. I love that. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, if you can hear Missy, I gotta fix the audio. She said that's so cool. She said she's heard of that. She thinks.
Yeah, everyone started looking up the story and stuff, and even the rock I had was a worn down, river polished hand axe my Aboriginal elder gave to me. And people were just more interested about the magic rock, and I thought it's actually like got a real traditional story to it. And it's like a hand me down from my tribe. And so it was pretty cool. Like everyone was down for it.
Wow, that is cool. That is cool. Yeah. What's your background? What you said you're from your tribe. What tribe are you from?
I'm Ewan from Southeast Coast, New South Wales, Australia.
Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't hear what he said, Rob.
He said he's Ewan, which is like Southeast Wales, Australia. That's his tribe.
Oh, neat. Wow.
Yeah. Well, this was awesome, Puck. Thanks so much for calling in. And this was I really enjoyed the call. Yeah, and guys, that was Puck Elf, and when you go take your calls at 577. Or no, I'm sorry, 573-877-7637. And Puck Elf found out how to call from outside. You can call from outside the line. You have to dial the 00111 573. But it's cool. That's why I guess what's great about being on YouTube, you get calls from like, other countries and stuff, Australia, all the way from Australia, which is amazing.
That's really cool. Rob, I pulled a card for all of us for the new moon today, and I got the 9 of Swords, which is its strength is in being like sort of like delicate, and about having looked at everything as being like the darkest emotions you can feel being delicate, and things that are blocking from your like personal success, and renewing. It's like a renewal after all this dark phase. So maybe I still think this comet's amplifying everything. Like, I don't think it has to be negative, and it can be the black swan, or it can be like the white swan. I don't think it has to be negative. That's just what my inner feeling is, because I feel we're more powerful than a comet or a craft or whatever it is.
Do you think it could be sending energy onto the planet?
I think it's amplifying whatever we carry within ourselves.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because I think a lot more people are acting, differently. Whether people are acting amplified on their own behaviors or like, I do think that. Yeah, that's a good point. And I
Yeah.
have noticed that. It's weird you said that because I noticed everything. I said, why is it? It seems like a lot of crazy stuff's happening lately to a lot of people, and I was like, I said maybe it's that. Maybe it's this three eye atlas is meant to like kick up shit or something. I don't
And if
know.
you've already been through shit, maybe you're going to come out good, because some of us that have already been through like Saturn returns or had that, the eclipses affect us negatively. Like I've talked about this before. For me, those eclipses were very negative. It like shut my throat chakra down. I couldn't even speak for a couple of years. I couldn't talk about anything like we're doing now. I couldn't. I was just like, ugh, you know.
But
Yeah, let's take some more calls. This is fun.
yeah, guys, and yeah, you guys call in. The numbers on the screen 573-877-7637, and love to hear from you. It'd be cool to get some people's ghost stories, and
So
if
yeah,
you
so
had a
who's
ghost
signed
story.
up for Halloween? Have I told some ghost stories on here? I think I have. I think I have, but one that stands out, Ron said I should talk about, is when we were down in the Keys years ago. We were at this memorial site. And at this memorial, we just stood there and we didn't even know what it was. And we both heard like this loud whooshing, almost sound like a train, where it was like shh. It turns out it was people that died in a hurricane. And the hurricane sounded like a train. Okay, and this is another wonderful thing I've noticed. The East Coast, thank God, knock on some wood. This is wood. No hurricanes. Is that tied into the geoengineering, the government shutdown, and who's in charge? Is it? Let's hope. Let's hope. Only wait to the end of November, and then hurricane season is over.
Yeah,
And
I
I'll leave
mean,
it at
it's
that. I don't want to put too much energy into it because I don't want to jinx it. I just want to be happy about no storms. Yay! And that's why I was going to give an update about Helene. Like it's still in some areas not 100% healed. It's still hard for some people. I still haven't made it to Chimney Rock and Lake Lure yet. I've yet to get there. I was hoping to get there, but other areas it's doing. It's a lot better than it was.
yeah. Do you see it like fully recovering? Like, do you think it'll make a full recovery like anytime soon, or like is it still
Well,
gonna take?
I don't know. The rivers have been rerouted. I can say that. Now, I still don't have my Biltmore Village mystery tour because a lot of those places still aren't open. They're not open yet.
Yeah. Wow, man, it's like, well, it is weird that you say that. Like, I wonder why there's no storms this year. I don't want there to be.
I
But I
don't want there
mean,
to. Yeah, because the who's in charge of the geoengineering? What players are involved in certain things, and let's leave it at that. Let's just leave it at a different regime has a different agenda now. Like I said, it's not that taking people's food stamps away and this stuff. Some of it's not good for certain people, but we'll see what happens, what's best for the environment. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it
yeah,
at
but you
that.
know what? Like,
I,
I don't,
I
I
don't want
don't.
to put too much energy into it, huh?
It's not even guaranteed that they're going to take people's stuff away. Like, it was just something that was like mentioned. They said they're finding the funds for it. So like, I don't know. I didn't read enough onto it. It was just, you know what I mean? Like, so there's a chance that the government could come through and figure out the situation. But like, I don't have much confidence in the government. Like,
Yeah, I don't
I
spend
don't
a
know.
lot of time about it because I think whatever a person focuses on, whatever narrative they focus on, it's almost true for them, and they can find all the reasons to support that reality that's being created, like the no king thing. I'm not going to get
Yeah.
into that either, but you know, I'm just not going to go there. You know what I mean? Or the
Yeah.
digital ID or whatever it is. Because I saw David Icke's son. I listened to you guys with that. You know, England's, UK's having a rough time of it. It sounds like. I
Yeah.
mean, the battle is there, and that's because that's the land of Arthur. That's the dragon. You know, the Albion spine. That's why that battle's going on there.
Yeah.
It's
It's like
ancient battle for Camelot.
wow.
You know, it's a battle for Camelot. Yeah, let's have somebody
That's a
call
really.
in. Come on in. Oh, who's going to be on the show on the 30th, Rob? I'm definitely coming.
I don't know. I don't know who's coming yet, but it's going to be a big Halloween party. It's always a surprise every year who's going to show up. You know, I just kind of put it out there, and then whoever wants to show up can just kind of come. You know, it's I don't know. It'll be interesting for sure. You know, to see who comes and who. I'm definitely going to do it for sure too. You know, sometimes we get like 20 to 30 people, but then sometimes it's like, sometimes it's more, but then I don't want to put the link out to the public because when I put the link out to the public, like people, prank the Zoom room and stuff. So, I can't, that happened last time, you know. Oh, Sexy Sunshine says, I hope it's Liz Cross. She's coming on tomorrow. Sunshine. She's coming on tomorrow. She from the chat. I got to verify with her, but yeah, she's definitely tomorrow. I think. As a matter of fact, I better. Yeah, she. Let me see here. Yeah, but let me see here. Yeah, she's tomorrow, absolutely for sure. I just gotta. Yeah. I was going through some of these comments here. I don't know why my camera keeps freezing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But it's annoying. It really is. I try not to, but like you say, Miss, I'm not like feeding into it because I don't want to,
When we did our clearing tonight, sometimes we use Hebrew chants. We use all different schools of thought. Okay. But the one that we did called Sheen Yod, which, Sheen means teeth and consuming, and Yod means hand. And when you put them together, it's a clearing and a consuming. And we were doing it to like clear the mental skies, just because the sky is clear of chemtrails, people's thoughts haven't been cleared. So the chant goes, Sheen Yod. And we were like pushing this sound out. And what was coming to me is I was like seeing like plasma coming out of, it was almost like plasma coming out of my mouth, like this pink and blue and lavender and almost like the aurora borealis. And it was like shooting out into the ethers to clear. And for me, it was like bringing about these timelines of our past, our Hyperborean timelines, our older timelines, even older than Atlantis, older than Lemuria, connecting with Hyperborean, which would be after the Polarian timeline. Like Polarian is like Polaris is our North Star, which, everything north is supposed to be set to Polaris, but north is off so many degrees, which is magnetic north. Oh, this was the other thing too. When I went up to Mount Mitchell, I forgot to send you this picture. They have north, south, east, and west when you look. And from where I was standing, I could actually see Table Rock and Hawksbill, which is where, when I do Brown Mountain Lights tour, when I go over to Linville. Oh, Linville Falls is still shut down as far as I was thinking, was this too, because we went up to Mount Mitchell and we went over to a place called Flat Rock to go hiking on the parkway. And we were going to go to Linville Falls, not the caverns. And I said, let's just go by there because I thought I heard it was open, but it's not open. It hasn't been open. It's still down due to Helene. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the falls, but the the parking lot, you can't get to it. Okay. But what I noticed, there was an anomaly with, oh, I guess my husband took a picture of it, never sent it to me. When I was up there with my compass, I actually have a compass. Oh, I can show you right here on my Mount Mitchell key ring, which is right here.
This camera's completely frozen. I tried to turn my camera back on. It just didn't work.
I got my little Mount Mitchell key ring here. This compass, see, it says Mount Mitchell.
What is Mount Mitchell known for, Missy? Like, what is it?
It's the highest point on the eastern continental divide. East of the Rockies, it's the highest mountain, 6,684 feet.
Wow.
The compass does not say what they wrote down. It's like off, like further, like north is east, or I think. Yeah. It's just off. So where they have east, it's like south, and it's just off because magnetic north is off. So I took a picture of it, and I was going to send that, but like I said, because that was days ago already, I actually forgot where I was going to go talking about things, because stuff's happening so fast. I'm not remembering what I wanted to talk about. It's like crazy. It's like I can't hang on to it, because it's like you try to hang on to something, then it's on to the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, let me look at our hashtags that we had. I'll look at the because I have them right here. We have Halloween, Ghost to Ghost, Government Shutdown, Geoengineering, Western North Carolina Update, Mount Mitchell, Clear Skies, Time Speed, Sleep Cycles, Dreams, 3-Eye Atlas, Solar Conjunction, The Matrix, UFOs, Paranormal, Spiritual Awakening, and Live Calls.
Yeah, but I say my question is what I not just what, why are we here? What are we in?
Yeah.
Like in the Matrix, but what are we in? What is this construct? What is going on with it? What is going on with these Mandela effects? What?
I know.
And then with the government shutdown, with the 3-Eye Atlas, what? What is it?
It seems like somewhere along the way, like Earth got hijacked. Like somehow, it seems like somewhere along the way we got hijacked. Like, and I don't want to believe in. I'm not trying to say anything negative. It just seems like I don't know. I don't know. Something just seems off about like our reality and like whatever this is.
It's harder to focus on things. They've made it so, we elected to come here, but when we got here, it's like the fine print or something, or it did get some kind of something. I don't know exactly, but is anybody in the chat?
Yeah, we have like 30 people on YouTube, and and then let me see.
Does anybody have any questions? Do they want to call in? If they don't want to call in, then they don't have to be afraid. Have them ask some questions and stuff. I'll pull some cards, see if we get some clarity on anything.
Yeah, and we have some people on Rumble too. So if you guys want to call in, you can call in 573-877-7637. And then also what I was going to say was, so you can call in, or you can just put your question in the chat. And if anybody wants a reading, you can, Derek says in the chat, he says, one thing is for sure, he says is, I'm trying to put it up. It says, one thing is for sure. Sorry, it says one thing is for sure. It's a good versus evil construct, whatever we live in. Yeah, seems that way.
Well, the 8 of Cups is perfect for the Libra energy. It's about having balance, being flexible, and having an open mind and being adaptable. This is perfect for the Libra energy, because right now we're trying to find a balance. Maybe, hopefully, with the astrology, we'll have some balance coming into our lives.
Yeah.
Did anybody go to James's conference? I was supposed to get a link to see the streaming, and I never got one.
I didn't go. I didn't go. I wish I would have went, but I didn't go. Like I don't know. Like
I've been cat sitting. I'm cat sitting 5 cats while my friend is in Raja Amput. And let me just show you this picture. You want to see something really cool? This place where she went. I'm going to show you this this picture. This lagoon, Blue Heart Lagoon. Look at this.
Wow, that looks amazing. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And it's actually shaped like a heart, so that's wild.
Wow. Wow.
What time is it, Rob? But have we been on for an hour? It seems like that went fast.
We've been going on an hour. Yeah, we only had one call so far. Derek says, can you do a general reading for humanity for the rest of 2025?
That's kind of what I've been sort of doing as I've just been pulling cards here and there. What I pulled the Eight of Cups. What was the other one I pulled? I can't even remember that now.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Yeah.
I'm going to leave them out now. Okay, anything I pull, I'm going to leave it out. Okay, let's.
I can't believe nobody wants to call in. Like, you know, like I mean, dude, we have 35 people in the chat. You know, like it's like, and we have people on Rumble too. It's just like nobody. I guess people are shy. You know,
It's the energy it's that kind of energy. It's almost like you're just like you can't even say anything. You know, it's like
yeah.
maybe it's what's coming in right now. I don't know. Maybe it's about being quiet and going within because we need to go within.
Yeah.
We need to go in. We need to cut the noise. We need to cut the chatter. We need to connect with spirit and others. Sevens. You know, that's like one of the God numbers. Eight of Swords, our thoughts are multiplied, and Wands, we need to build like a spiritual structure around us. That's kind of what I'm getting for humanity, you know. And then we can have like a new emotional beginning. That's what we need. Is all this is about the emotions. Humanity needs to get their mental body to shut up so they can have an emotional clearing, because they need to clear and heal their emotional body because it's damaged. It's like we have a collective PTSD. We have a collective PTSD because what's happened in 2020. We've had a collective PTSD because of the storms, because of the government, you know, people that were affected by Helene or any hurricane or any storm or any disaster, no matter where they are. Anything on a personal level where there's been, you know, some kind of trauma, whether it's, you know, their family, whatever, if they've been in a war. I mean, humanity's got a lot of PTSD, and it's amazing with all the assaults and the attacks with the bioengineering, with the food and how we're being poisoned, with the needlecraft technology. I can't even believe that we survived. If you want to know the truth, it's like you must be pretty resilient after all this, that they can still even get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Some of us get up because of what's going on with them. You know, it's like a clearing. It's like, oh my God, that's like such a heaviness where I got to burp that out. Like, oh my God, like. Oh, my neck's popping. Atlas, third eye Atlas. Oh God, your neck, your third eye.
Mary 444 says, does Missy do mediumship? I can put the comment.
Sometimes. I don't like to call it that, but sometimes pituitary pineal hypothalamus is like a triangle clearing this. Clearing the neck, clearing the atlas bone that rests on top of the atlas. Remember, you're in the Bible, there's a verse that says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Your yes is the top bone, which is the atlas, the C1, cervical 1. C2 is your no, which is the second bone. A lot of times that's the one that's out on me, is C2. Okay, who's the girl? I love the Mary 444.
Yeah, she's on Rumble.
Okay, 4 of Wands. I got. So, does she have a question?
Do you have a question, Mary? Let me see here. Oh, we have a call. We have a call.
Oh, good. Take the call. I feel very emotional for somebody, but then I also feel very happy for some reason. 3 of Pentacles, like that's a great manifestation for somebody
Hello?
who needs to manifest.
Oh, sorry.
3 of Pentacles, harmonious. That's a triune energy.
Hello, you're live on the air with Missy Hill on Typical Skeptic Podcast. Who's calling, please?
Hey, what's up? It's Jason. I have a question for Missy. I was kind of wondering, kind of like on the Halloween theme, what kind of like our like Halloween traditions are like rooted in some other like more like occult stuff, like jack-o'-lanterns or trick or treating? Like, does that come from anything?
Jack-o'-lanterns is actually to scare away the negative spirits, but what's interesting is pumpkins are not native to the British Isles and places like that. Pumpkins are from here, and I've heard that they carved a jack-o'-lantern in a turnip type of a thing. I don't know, or maybe it was a gourd. I mean, I don't know how turnip is such a small thing, but the reason they would dress up is to like scare the negative spirits away.
Wow. Did you hear?
Would like the trick or treating be like an offering or something?
Yeah, treats are an offering. They do what's called the dumb feast or something. The dumber's feast, like they offer cakes and wine and different foods to the dead. And then I'm also wearing this, Day of the Dead, because somebody gave me the scarf, and it's the Sugar Skulls, and I'm into the Grateful Dead stuff because I like the music. But this is like for the Day of the Dead, which is Mexican, because All Souls Day or All Saints Day is actually the day after, Samhain, which Samhain is if in the cross-quarter days, the 8 quarters of the year, your high noon or your true north would be the winter solstice, and the southern would be the summer solstice, right? Which is Yule and Lammas, or I'm trying to think, what do they call I think it's Lammas. I don't know. Well, winter solstice, summer solstice, and then you have the equinoxes, the vernal and the autumn equinox. Well, Samhain or Samhain is a cross-quarter day, which would be the Celtic New Year. They measured that as their New Year at that time. There's all different New Years, because Ostara, which is in spring, that can also be a New Year. So, but it's like the end of the solar year, where, and then the end of the just the end, and then it like starts again at the solstice. Days get longer after the winter solstice. I
dropped. Yeah, I dropped the call. Yeah, so but that was awesome. Thank you for calling in, Jason. That was cool. And anybody else can call in. That'd be cool to get some more calls. Let me see. Derek says, "Is it wrong?"
I'm not an expert on any of that, but I know I've had a lot of downloads from my ancestors around this time of the year, where I feel that the ancestors within you, your own ancestral DNA, will speak to you more, and you'll be aware of why they say honoring the ancestors. Like, you honor that within yourself. And then, like, for me, the solstice is always more about connecting with I get messages about like the Druids, and I get messages about Atlantis, and I always get messages about Arthur and things like that around the winter solstice. What does it say? Is it wrong to take our kids to trick-or-treating? Are we subjecting them to a ritualistic practice? I think it's all a mixed bag. I've said that I think all of these are good and bad. It's good that we know them. I don't like to really get into honoring the dark too much. I mean, some people, like, you go to these Halloween stores and look at just the junk. I just like to look at it. It's all dark stuff. It's so much darkness. You know, is it bad? I'm not going to say if it's good or bad. I mean, I personally don't want all that sugar, for one. I don't want, nobody gives healthy anything. So on a level of going out just for the fun of it and seeing it, but going around and getting candy, junk food, I mean, stuff with high fructose corn syrup, stuff with food coloring. And I mean, just on that level, it's where your consciousness is. So if you can do it in a spiritual way and you can honor things, and it's too bad it can't be like homemade treats. Like people had nice cozy bread or muffins or soup or pumpkin bread or something, but that you can't do that, right? You can't do that. It has to be some kind of horrible store-bought candy, and then nobody makes their costumes usually. People just buy some cookie cutter costume that's Disney or this or that. So I'm not going to say it's bad, but it would be better if there's a connection to spirit with the food, with the honoring of what the ritual was about, which was basically leaving the outdoors and coming inside, bringing your farm animals inside because it was too cold for them to be outside, tending to a fire, building the hearth. These are the things that the ancestors did. And then the superstitious thing about trick-or-treating and keeping, that was built into the storytelling, and then we commercialized it and made it into this thing because our child wants to come out and play, and then it's just a day to mischief, and like in Christmas, what is it? Saturnalia is a day to let things run amok, where the ones that are the servants get to live like the kings and queens do, and everybody else. So what
Daniel Rifle says, we had a lady that used to pass out homemade goods to people during this time of year on our street. That's really nice, Yeah, I had some people that used to, I remember when I used to have trick-or-treating in my old neighborhood, there was a lady who used to make homemade apple cider and homemade hot chocolate, and everybody would go to her house, and it was like a big party on trick-or-treat night. Like, everybody would go over there, and all the adults would go too. You know what I mean? Because who doesn't want homemade cider and homemade hot chocolate,
Right, exactly.
I mean,
and that's the way it should be. But I remember when my mother was a little girl, I think, or maybe it was, I just remember the story that they had to stop doing that because people were putting razor blades in apples. I mean, it's like just
I remember that.
Yeah, sick people ruin things, and maybe that's also a way to have to buy all the packaged garbage, and even when I was a kid, there was only certain things I wanted to have, which was, what was it? I think it was for candy. It had to be maybe Reese's peanut butter cups, M&Ms, and Snickers. And that was it. Nothing else.
Yeah. They used to I used to have a magnet to check the candy with. Do you remember they would give you a magnet, or my parents had a magnet, and because we had to check the candy because, people were putting stuff in it. I remember that. Like, that was a big thing when we were, yeah. This is from
I
Jason.
used to give candy out. I would give raisins out. I would make sure they were the Halloween type of raisins, but I didn't buy candy. I was giving raisins, and some people would give money. And you know what? When I went trick-or-treating and when I could get money, I liked that better than anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But Jason says, anybody have a favorite Halloween movie? I'll tell you one of my favorites. It used to be on AMC every year. Like, I don't think it's really a favorite, but it's just one that I used to watch all the time. It was Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which is like, it's off the Halloween path because, like, it's not a Michael Myers movie. Some for some reason in this one they kind of go off the path, and it's about these masks that they're making for the kids, and then the masks end up being bad, and they turn everybody. It's like they're using black magic or witchcraft. I don't know. Like, do you have a favorite Halloween movie, Missy?
Well, I love Harry Potter movies because to me that feels like the spiritual realm. But when you said the season of the witch, I love that song by Donovan. We just went to listen to a band the other night. We went to Highland Brewing and they played that. There was a band there called the Pleasure Chest. We've been listening to a few bands. We saw Brushfire Stank Grass. We saw Funkle Sam, which is like a Grateful Dead. There's one called Jerry's Dead we see regularly. There was Chihuahua that was honoring, Peter Tosh's birthday was Sunday, and that was a big thing. So everybody was talking about the Bush Doctor and honoring Peter Tosh. So, but what is my favorite Halloween movie? I don't know. Remember Peanuts with the pumpkin and all that? I mean, not that that's a favorite, but it was kind of like a humdrum. Because I'm not into scary movies. I don't like Thrasher, whatever. Now, I did like the Alfred Hitchcock, but I don't like the Myers and Freddy Krueger, and I don't like any of that kind of stuff. It creeps me out, and I just don't like it.
Well, what's interesting about the Freddy Krueger movies is they are freaky, but
the dream the dream stuff.
It's all about the dream world. It's crazy. I love that part about it because it's like our dreams are a huge part of our reality. Or whatever's going on.
What you call a Halloween movie? It doesn't have to be that time of year. I mean, you can watch a Stanley Kubrick movie, and that can be a Halloween movie. I mean, when I saw Eyes Wide Shut, that freaked me out. That I would call that with those creepy rituals. But is that a favorite? Is that something I want to watch over and over again? No, I think I'd have to be Harry Potter movies.
That's how I felt about the Halloween movie. It's like not something that I would watch. Like it's not something I would go out of my way to watch, but it's something that I've happened to. I'm trying to think of.
Years ago, I loved the show Charmed for all the time.
Oh, I love Charmed. I'll tell you what, Missy, like Charmed and then Supernatural were my two favorite shows. My friend got me into watching Supernatural.
I never watched Supernatural, and I was actually thinking I want to watch that. I saw that's on Peacock.
Yeah.
And I've never because I've got access to that. And I was thinking maybe I need to watch that. I don't know. I've never watched it. So.
Oh, I feel like a lot of things that happen in Supernatural are happening in our reality with like demons and same with Charmed. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that stuff is really happening in our reality. It's, it's just, what do we want to choose that we want to look at? You know what I mean? Like it's, but I love Charmed.
But then
I always have
X-Files is like Halloween. I mean, all this stuff is like spooky and weird. All these things.
Yeah, I always had a crush on Alyssa Milano. So I used to watch her when I was a kid on Who's the Boss. I don't know if you remember Who's the Boss, but I used to love that show with Tony Danza.
Oh,
and then she kind of
Tony Danza. Is that his daughter?
Yeah, she played the daughter. She was about the same age as me. She was younger in the show when I was younger, and then she grew up and she was in Charmed. I think she's actually a little bit older than me, to be honest. I think she's like 5 years older than me, Alyssa Milano. I think she's about 5 years old.
One of them, the one passed away. I think it was the one that played
Shannon Doherty. Shannon Doherty passed away, I think.
Yeah. That's awful too.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I remember watching her in 90210. I used to watch that all the time too when I was a kid. People in the crowd are really on this Mandela effect. They said that the razor blades and the candy, they're saying that isn't happen. People are saying that didn't happen now, but it absolutely did happen. Like that. It's like.
Well, why did we get away? Why did we have to start buying store-bought candy? What's the reason? What's the reason we couldn't trust the neighbors anymore? There's no block parties. You can't know your neighbors because of serial killers. Don't tell me that Jeffrey Dahmer doesn't exist or something like that, or Ted Bundy.
That's hilarious.
Or Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
These people, it's because of things like this is why that we can't go back to the old ways.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? And there used to be a time in America where everybody would have their door wide open. You know what I mean? Like you could. There was a time in America where you could just live with your door open and not have to worry about it. But now we live in different times. We live in time. We live in the times of the. These could be the end times. I don't know. I mean, it's really scary. Like I mean, like just to think about how some people have gotten. It's
Well, the
you know.
apocalypse, remember, means the great revealing. The apocalypse doesn't necessarily mean the end. It means the revealing, but it is the end, and then the end is the beginning, and then it's the end of the world as we know it.
And
It's the end of the world as we know it, but I feel fine.
That's a great song. That's a great song. I love that song. Yeah.
Yeah. REM. Yeah.
Daniel Riffle says Charmed also had parallel universes. Yeah, they had a universe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was cool about Charmed is you had the demon, which was also a Nip Tuck, and and that was interesting too. He was like a good demon, and then you had the white lighter. Remember, you had the white lighter, and then you had the ones that were neutral, that kind of controlled everything and didn't want light or dark, and just kind of wanted everything in the middle. And that didn't work too well for Earth because there was no human emotion, where everything was drones. We're taking you, Carl. It's called the wild card line.
Yeah, give us a call, guys. Before we can go a little bit longer. We've been going an hour and 20 minutes, but I'd like to get one or two more calls before we go. It's 573-877-7637, and we'd love to hear from you. If you want to call and talk about the Mandela effect, that's fine. If you want to talk about horror movies, that's fine. If you want to talk about Charm, that's fine. We went over a lot of stuff tonight. There's a lot of stuff that we could talk about, and you don't have to be shy. That's the thing is when you're on the phone, nobody can hear you. Unless you guys just like putting your stuff in the chat. If you guys like doing that, we can keep doing that.
Yeah,
so
this is screener or any of that stuff. Remember the call screeners on Coast to Coast? I'm just hearing that. Call the wild card line with that ride my seesaw.
I love that song. I love that song. Yeah. That's a great song. I love that song. That's an Art Bell class. That and do you remember when Crystal Gale made that song for him about Midnight in the Desert?
Midnight in the Desert. Yeah, I had to play that. Midnight in the Desert. Da, 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 da. Yep.
I mean,
and he always played Dancing Queen. He always played Dancing Queen ABBA. Remember?
Yeah, that? Yeah, I love that.
That one called White Bird in a Golden Cage on a winter's day in the rain.
There's one that he would play about there was this one, I'm trying to think of the song. It was oh fuck.
You remember that white bird must fly or she will die. You remember that one?
Yeah. And there was one it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's about I don't know.
And then George Norrie had his music too. He had that certain music too because he would play the other Moody Blues song, once upon a time, once when you were mine,
I love that song too. That's what I loved about Coast to Coast. They always had the best music, And if you guys don't know, we're talking about Art Bell and like the music that he used to play, and then George Norrie. But this is from JCG3NI. He says, "What if the end times is just a physical dimension, and our souls can live in a non-physical dimension where we shape our space-like dreams?"
Well, I don't see why it couldn't. That's where we come from. What he just said. That's where we come from. This is a level of a dream. So this dream needs to be more malleable. Guess what? I just pulled a Justice card too. I just keep getting all these Libra cards about balance, about finding balance between the light and the dark. But harnessing the emotion of both sides in the neutral. Like you don't want to do away with emotion because that's what makes this realm special, is having emotion, where these other ones, these other like entities don't have the emotion. We even see the more Borgish beings that don't really have emotion. They're more like mental. Like I don't even want to say Spock. We know who these beings are. The ones that we.
Yeah, some of my ex-girlfriends don't have emotion. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. This LLLLL says, I loved your show with Carrier Alert. Thanks. That's great. You know, I hope everybody goes and watches
Cool.
it. Dude, she draws a huge crowd, Missy. Honestly, that video is like,
She
I'm
does.
looking.
I really would love to be on talking to her. I would love to pick her brain. I would love
That's what Indy said too. The video I did with her got 3,000 views already, like on YouTube, and then on Rumble it got. I'm just looking. I just want to check this out. I just want to see, like, you know, where it's at. It's the one on Rumble already got 1,000 views. So you know, so it got 1,000 views on Rumble and 3,000 views on YouTube. She draws a crowd.
do a reading for the world. It makes me think of the song, "You Got the Whole World in Your Hands," and I picked the world card because I don't know who that was. It wasn't Jason or Puck, but it was somebody that said, do a reading for the world. Well, we got the world card, which is the end of the major arcana before it starts again. The Fool.
I love that. Kaysen, back to our Art Bell stuff. Kaysen said, "Where's Crystal Gale now?" And then Joey Glow says, "Cusco." Remember, Art promoted Cusco. They were like the Peruvian group that he promoted. Like,
yes, with the Peruvian flute.
Yeah,
that's who it was. Oh my God, yes. That's so great. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a great memory. I'm trying to think of that song that
King of Pentacles. I'm getting about No King's Day. We need to reclaim the king energy within us, which means the authoritative spirit, the divine masculine. You know, even if you're in a feminine body, you need the true power of the masculine word, because the word is like the seed that goes into effect into the womb of creation, which is that divine masculine power, the word, the logos, the King of Pentacles in your domain, which is in your physicality. You need to stand your ground. You need to speak your truth. You need to live your truth. You need to anchor your truth as a king of Avalon, king of Camelot.
I love that. Yeah, I was just looking up. I was looking up some Art Bell bumper songs because I'm trying to think of the one that. What about this is one that I always liked, was Black Velvet by Black Velvet by Atlanta Miles. You know that one. That was one that he used to play all the time. I'm looking at. Let me see here. Some Velvet Morning by Nancy Sinatra. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
And, let me see here.
Some Velvet Morning. Oh, yeah, we just heard, Ron was just looking her up because of these boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah, because they played that the other night. Some other Nancy Sinatra song. Sun Velvet Morning.
I got the whole list here. This is I opened up a Spotify player. Someone made an Art Bell bumper music playlist on Spotify. I'm looking at it now because I wanted to find the song I'm looking for. It's called. It's the song that this is driving me crazy. Like when I find out the name of this song, it's like I don't know why it's on the tip of my tongue, and every time I hear it, like when I hear Art Bell, it drives me nuts. I'm like, there's that song again. It was I can't remember what the hell it's called. It's not going to let me remember. That's what I mean about this reality. Like I can't remember anything.
Giorgio Moroder. That's the beginning song.
Marauder.
Yeah.
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 Listen,
Chase, Inca Dance, Cusco, Midnight in the Desert, Hold On, Ian Gom, Sky High Jigsaw, Boom Ba Ba, Some Velvet Morning. Yep. The Highwaymen, Johnny Cash. Don't Fear the Reaper.
I love that song.
Dancing Queen, ABBA. Nothing But a Heartache, Flirtations, Black Velvet, Alana Miles, Ride Like the Wind, Christopher Cross, Twilight Zone. Yep, now we're stepping into the Twilight Zone. That's right. Yeah. Oh my God, this is so great.
Yeah,
great.
I love it. I'm trying to see if I can find that. Don't Fear the Reaper, Dancing Queen, Black Velvet. I love Ride Like the Wind. That's a great song. Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. That's a great song. Did you like that song? You know,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
that's on here.
Year of the Cat.
Um,
Sure. Oh, Arthur likes that. And Mummer's Dance by is that by Lorena McKenna or somebody else? The Mummer's Dance. I always thought that was Lorena McKenna. Oh, Your Wildest Dreams. He had that too, not just George Norrie. It's
Africa by Toto was another one.
What?
Africa by Toto was another one. That was a great one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, it's just like it could go on. You know, I wish I could get that for my show. That's the next thing I would like to get. I'd like to get a music license, and I'd like to be able to like play like musical interludes and stuff like that, like Art did.
Yeah,
That's the next. I guess I
write a song for me, which was well, not for me, but I used their song. It was Kennedy's speech that had the very word secrecy, the secrecy in a society. You know, that whole speech. It was set to like a rapish kind of music. You remember, that speech?
Who do you think? Who do you think was a better? Who do you think was a better wife, or would you think it was Ramona, or do you think Aaron? Like, do you think? I tend to favor. I like them both. I thought they both. You know.
I still think Ramona.
Yeah.
Probably. Don't you?
Yeah. I tried to follow his daughter, and on social. I think I found his daughter on social media. You know, she's and then he has a son. I wanted to interview his son. His son's name's Vincent. I think his name is, and I tried to. Mason says Ramona in the chat. You know, but man, I love going down memory lane like that. That's so much fun. So I guess no calls. I guess we'll end the calls now, guys. And yeah, we've been going about an hour and a half. This was fun though, Missy. I had a blast, I really did.
Closing remarks. I mean, we'll be doing this again on Halloween too, and that'll be fun. We'll be doing a group chat.
Yeah.
But boy, I'd love to be on with
Gary. We're gonna have a fun.
I would like to be on with Gene Decode and somebody like that.
Maybe
ring. And even Laura.
Yeah. Like I
was hoping to get on with you and her sometime. That would be great.
Yeah, we can try that. I'll definitely try for Laura for sure. Or all three of them. We can try. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, this was awesome, Missy. Do you want to tell people where they can find you and all that stuff?
Right now it's just email me, Hill, HILL, Night, NITE, Vision, VISION @gmail.com, HillNightVision@gmail.com. They'll find me on Facebook. They can find me on Instagram. I'm on X, but I don't do anything on X because nobody even notices anything I do on X for whatever reason. I don't know. Are you on X, Rob? You don't do much.
Yeah, I'm on X, but I don't have a lot of followers. I'm not real active on there. I try to get more active, but it's like I can't seem to pick up a following there. I'm bigger on like Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not anything on X. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But
that's it. Well, yeah. Thank you so much, Missy. I had so much fun. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Halloween.
It's always fun, and the 30th will be great. So. And then the 31st. So let's see. The 30th, I'm on with you. The 31st, Pisgah Brewing has something, which is going to be some music thing. And then on the 1st, I'm going to a party. Just of friends. There's just a group of us that are getting together. So yeah, we'll be doing some stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that sounds fun. I'm sorry about the camera, guys. I got to get a new computer. Like, I think that's what it is. I think my computer's like, it's all messed up. So, it keeps freezing. I don't know, unless it's StreamYard, but I mean, yeah, like it's frozen on me right now, and I hate that.
This is like the Excalibur card, like the Sword and the Stone, like the young guy is just pulled. We've gone through this emotional clearing, and now we're ready for the sword of truth, the real truth. Let's keep
Yeah.
moving forward. We've got Samhain, and then after that we've got around 11/11, and then we get into Thanksgiving. Probably want to do another show around then, and then the rest of the holidays, the rest of the year, and New Year's, right?
Yeah, I definitely want to do a Christmas show too. We could do a Thanksgiving and Christmas show. Like probably
Yeah,
not on Christmas, but like I can't remember how we did it last year. But like
I don't
I'll
remember.
probably get
Whatever
Ray
we
involved.
did, we'll be in the flow of whatever. We'll figure out divine timing of what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, and I'd like to find some good Christmas guests for this year. So I've been wanting to find some people who've had some like abduction experiences on Christmas or something like that. Like I'd love to hear like a really cool UFO encounter story about Christmas. Like if anybody out there has that story and they want to share it on Christmas, let me know. And thanks. This was awesome. And thanks everybody for tuning in today. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Hopefully Liz Cross is coming on tomorrow for her Halloween special show. And I'll see you all. And thank you, Missy.